go live with. There she goes. I figured it out myself. I figured it out. Okay, Elizabeth, I'm requesting you.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so sorry. I'm technologically challenged, but I got here.
It's fine, girl. That's the first time trying to add somebody, so okay. Am I pronouncing your name right? Elizabeth F. Tooland.
Really close. Elizabeth Efteland.
Efteland. You know what?
Yes,
I hope
that was wonderful.
I hope I can say Efteland. I got it like written out.
Yes.
Pronounce it. How, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
You good?
I'm, yeah, everything's so like moment to moment right now, I feel like. It's like right now I'm great. And
Okay.
2 hours ago or 2 hours from now, I have no idea, but I'm good right now. How are you?
I'm great too, but you're absolutely like 2 hours ago, I was all over the place. And like you said, 2 hours from now, I don't know where I'm gonna be. But I think that's what we have to like do is like kind of live in the moment, and appreciate
Yeah,
our right now. So
yeah,
we're
absolutely.
now, so let's just like stay in that as much as possible. I
Yes, please.
We're gonna get into your character and all that because you actually was your role was my favorite role.
No.
Very, very well done. And someone else did a good job. Everyone else did a great, fantastic job. But I just liked your character the most. But are you from Minnesota, correct?
I am, yeah.
Okay,
Born and raised.
Paul, Minneapolis.
Yeah, just like 30 minutes south of the cities.
Okay,
My, yeah,
okay.
Egan, a
Egan,
little house in Egan.
I love your acting journey and how did you come to this place called Electric Addiction? Like, how did you get here?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm really bad at summarizing things and telling short stories, but I'll try really hard.
Take your time.
So when I was a kid, I was like super, I think I loved like movies, stories, whatever. I did like, I guess technically my acting started at my church on stage with our little Christmas musicals and our little spring musicals, where they were just like, talk loud enough so that everyone can hear you
Hmm.
and try and look out at the audience.
So as a kid,
So we started small, very important lessons.
absolutely.
Um, and then I decided, I guess, honestly, it was like maybe I think it was my senior year when I decided I wanted to go to school for acting because I just literally was like, I don't know, I can't really come up with anything else that I actually want to do. And so I went to school in Duluth. I went to the U of M in Duluth.
Nice.
Um, and I was a theater major there. I mean, an acting major, but mostly we did theater.
Okay.
Um, there's like one film class. And then when I got done there, then I've like done a ton of theater here in the cities at a bunch of amazing little companies.
Hmm.
There are so many of them. It's incredible. And then just like scattered throughout over the years, I've done some film stuff too. So, like starting out with like student films and stuff like that. And then just whatever random things are going on where I'm like, that sounds interesting. I would like to do that. Um,
Nice.
so not a ton, but I've really enjoyed the film stuff that I've done. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you hear about Electric Addiction? How did you like? Did you audition? Um,
Hmm.
that like.
Yeah, I auditioned. I pretty sure that it was on actually. Okay, so for theater stuff, I always look on Minnesota Playlist. Like
Okay.
when it's not pandemic time,
Hmm.
then that website has like, most everything I need to know as far as theater auditions are concerned.
Yeah.
But I don't remember whether this was posted on there or on some other site. They're like the thing that's like tough about film for me, to be honest, a very small part of it, but whatever,
Uh-huh.
is that like everything is everywhere. It feels like you have to be on like 27 different websites and check them every day to know what's going on. And I'm like, I can't keep up.
So are you
Um,
saying that you don't have like an agency or anything like so you're auditioning on your own and finding
yeah,
your own?
well, I do like, so I'm with this amazing agency called Nuts.
Okay.
They're like non-union talent service. And but they mostly do like commercial stuff.
Okay.
And so if I want to do like film that's more like this, like narrative film, that's a whole different deal. And since there's less of that, that actually like, pays money,
Yeah.
um, usually that stuff is more like I just do that on my own. So
So what interested you in making this film and being a part of this film, I should say, acting?
yeah, I mean, I was curious about how that whole improv thing was going to go.
Right. That scared you? Was that like, what? How
I
did
was
it go?
terrified. I was I had no idea how that was going to go down until we like showed up to set, and like
Wow.
every day was different and every scene was different, and with each person it's so different too,
Hmm.
because people have their different processes and stuff. And um so I mean, it was a mystery the entire time.
The live studio audience. I have people in my house. They're loud. Hold on a second. You're loud. Sorry. Real. This is real life.
Listen, this is the world right now.
Okay, so you said it was different every day. You didn't know what to expect. Um,
Yeah.
so when you went home, so I would think because you've done theater and other films, I would think that you kind of like get involved with the character that you're gonna play and kind of like eat, sleep with this person to create this character for the world to see. Like, how did you? Because you're not remembering lines or anything. So how did you like prepare, I guess, for your character and get
I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea what to do because, like you say, like usually I have this script. Like I spend so much time with a script when I'm doing a show, and like, I can like, I don't know. That's my way in. Like the script, the words, those are my way in, and then I start to be like, okay, how does this person talk? How does this person relate to other people? Like, and you can figure all those things out ahead of time, and like start to learn about them and think about them. But here it was like, okay, I have a few very small pieces of information about this character
right.
and about like sort of the story we're going to tell or some of the themes or whatever. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't even remember, honestly, what I did, like when I was offset, like what I did to prepare. I know, like, I thought about it, but it was just a totally different process.
Well,
And so a lot of it was just on set the day of.
that's crazy. And that makes your character watch this film knowing that it was different day to day. You didn't know what to expect, and how you like brought it. Like, girl, you
You're very sweet.
like, oh my God, you're so good. So tell us a little bit about your character.
So Kate is her name. Um, she is a workaholic, and has like a pretty kind of a crummy job. I mean, maybe the job itself isn't bad, but at least like her boss is not incredibly understanding or kind or helpful.
I was mad at her.
She was, I know. Just deal with your kid situation. I have no empathy for you.
Like, ew. But you know what? That's is it for some women in the work field.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And I think too, sometimes like, I think something that I've seen before in other people, who I know who have jobs like that, is that it's really hard to speak up and like ask for what you want or what you need,
yeah,
because there's this like risk of like, but then what happens? What are the consequences of that? And like needing to like please people all the time. And anyway,
yeah,
so I think Kate has some of that going on, obviously, of like just like wanting to do the best work that she can do all the time, but also feeling like stuck between like trying to be good at her job, but also trying to be a good mom. And like when
Mhm.
it feels like you can't do both at the same time, that sucks.
Yeah.
Um, so, she has that going on. She's, like I mentioned, a mom.
Yeah.
Emma is her daughter's name. I had to look it up. I was like, I don't remember the name of my child.
Do you do you have children?
No, I don't. Mm-mm. I have a niece and a nephew, and they are my favorite human beings in the entire world. But
Nice. So did you pull some inspiration from being an aunt to play this role then?
I wasn't an aunt yet, I don't think. Like,
Really?
I'm trying to figure out when this happened because, okay, maybe I was.
Okay.
Because my oldest niece or nephew, my nephew, he's like 3. Yeah, he just turned
Oh,
3. So I
funny.
guess he was born, but I hadn't spent like tons of time with him. And he's like a little baby child, as opposed to my kid in the movie is like 12 or something.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a little bit of a different situation, but I think, you
Mhm.
can use your imagination. I think like being a daughter teaches you a lot about being a mom.
Okay.
Like obviously not everything, but you can watch I know a lot of people who are moms
Yeah.
and just seeing different pieces of that struggle and I mean joy also, but like it's a big responsibility to keep another human being living and hopefully thriving.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's
Yeah.
I'm a new aunt for the first time. So
Oh, congratulations.
yeah, so it's like, oh my God, it's a lot, my son's
Yeah.
great, but it's just a lot. But anyway,
Yeah. I have so much respect for every single parent ever.
definitely. So how different is Kate and how similar is Kate to Elizabeth?
That's a good question. That's actually a question that my acting teacher used to ask me about my characters, and I was always like, I hate when you ask that question. Um, I think we have similarities in the sense that like I can fall into that sometimes. The trap that Kate often falls into of being like sort of reactionary, like not like in a aggressive sort of a way. I mean, sometimes,
Yeah.
but like just like responding to what people ask of you instead of deciding what you actually want, what you want to do. Um, so I can relate to that piece. I relate to the piece of like caring a lot. I care a lot about like wanting to do good work and about wanting to love people well and take good care of the people that are close to me.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I guess those are the things that come to mind right away. I'll have to watch the movie again, remind myself of who my character is, and then do a little compare and contrast chart.
I was watching it for the premiere because the cast got to see the premiere. My best friend, one of my best friends, was watching it with me, and she's a single mom and she's a workaholic. And we were like watching your character, and I'm like, looking at her. Like every time your scenes would come up, I'm like looking at her. She's like looking over at me, and I'm just like, like this is you, like Kate's you. So I think you did a wonderful job of being relatable to a lot of people. I don't have children, but I do sometimes. I can throw myself into what I'm working on and just focus on that and just want to do that. And I feel like Kate was a workaholic. So I think you had a lot of different. You can relate to a lot of different people. Your character could relate to a lot of different people. So I just think you did a wonderful job with that character. I think you were very
Well, thank you.
believable, and it was just interesting to me. It was really good. You did.
Cool. I appreciate that. You know what though? You were one of my favorite people in the whole thing. I was like, she's so like she has this great energy. She's so like natural and interesting and I guess maybe that makes it a little bit easier.
Harder next time.
Uh,
But how would you describe the movie to someone, how would you describe it tomorrow? Like, hey, this movie's coming out. It's a
Oh my gosh.
boom. What would you say?
Okay. It's three totally different storylines that end up being connected in some interesting, unexpected ways.
Hmm.
Um, it's, I think, honestly, I think it is about a lot of people who are sort of like immersed in whatever technology that they're addicted to, and they have that whole thing going on that I think happens for a lot of us, right? Like, I mean, okay, whatever, I'll just speak for myself. It happens for me when I have my phone on me all the time and I'm checking it all the time, and it's like, who should I respond to now? What should I do now? Where should I get my love and approval from now? And
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
you can just like live your whole life just like responding to this thing instead of like looking around and deciding where you are, who you are, and what you want to do and be. And so anyway, I think it's like interesting watching these people's journeys. I think like it's a cool experiment. Like one of the things that I just was watching part of the live that you did with Leon,
Hmm.
and I loved what he said about it like inspiring other people to go make their movies,
Yeah.
because it's like
Hmm.
Alan had an iPhone
Crazy.
and a bunch of people. I mean, not to say it was easy. He had like tons of like all the scheduling and all the everything and getting the sound person and figuring out locations, and then the monster of a task of editing this thing, which I still can't believe he survived.
Right.
But anyway, but like you can, if you want to make a movie, you can make one,
To make a
you
movie.
know? So like watch it and then go tell your own story.
I love it. That's I think we have to end it actually right there because I have to get ready for Oni because he's coming up.
Oh yeah,
How can people
exciting.
information about you? They want to check out your work. They want to follow you. What should they do?
Okay, so I have this website
Nice.
that is not live yet,
It's coming.
but it will be by the new year.
Okay.
So you just look up Elizabeth Efteland,
Nice.
and there's this and that and the other thing around, but not very many people have my last name. So just Google me.
Cool. I love it, girl. You better say that. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And you were my favorite character in the movie. Comes out tomorrow, Amazon Prime. You can rent it, you can buy it, and then you get to see Elizabeth. You get to see Kate do her thing. So everybody should.
And Lisa,
You get to see me kind of.
thank you so much.
You have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.